So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see you all, and welcome to the Wealth Warriors Weekly. That's easy for you to say. Welcome to the Wealth Warriors Weekly presentation, and it's kind of going to be very similar to last week's. There's been some updates to some of the things we're doing, but not massively so. So it'll be kind of a standard presentation. I will get through it as quickly as I can. I'm not going to mute you all. You all have the ability to unmute yourselves and ask questions. But what I would ask is, if you're not actually participating, then mute yourselves so that dogs and fire engines and so on don't cause don't disturb the audio what we're trying to record. So let's without further ado, let's get on with the presentation. And I'm going to say welcome to Wealth Warriors. Let me just move a couple of these things. I know you can't see what I'm moving, but they're kind of in the way on my screen. Welcome to Wealth Warriors, Financial Freedom Fighters. And again, I like to say this at the start of every presentation. This is kind of how I see us. I started off this Wealth Warriors about 16 months ago, and it was really a way of maintaining communities so that we don't fall victim of scams and badly run businesses and so on. So that as a community, we can work together, we can build on businesses that last, and we can get rid of businesses that don't last as quickly as possible and with as little fuss as possible. In the process of investigating all the different platforms that are out there, I realized that there are forces at work against us making money online. We all think that it's just bad luck that we keep getting into these businesses that don't work, but in reality, there is a concerted effort, and I'll tell you who the concerted effort is by in a minute. There is a concerted effort to make it difficult for us to generate our own personal wealth, to generate generational wealth, and generally just to get ahead and make money online. Okay, it's kind of a conspiracy, but it's the other way around. It's not us that's doing it. Sorry, it's the right way around. It's a conspiracy theory, but just because it's a conspiracy theory doesn't mean it's not true. And there's plenty of evidence to support what I'm saying. So I'm going to go through a standard presentation for Wealth Warriors, and all of this will become apparent. The first thing I'm going to say is nothing in this presentation is to be taken as financial or investment advice. If it sounds like advice, I apologize. If I do give advice, I will tell you, I will use the words, this is my advice, but generally none of this is to be taken as advice. Wealth Warriors is not an investment platform. It's a community. We use various platforms to achieve our goals and our aims and to build our community, but we are not an investment platform ourselves. And if you do decide to invest in any of the platforms or to put money in, only use money you can comfortably afford to lose and carry out your own due diligence. And then have a strategy to get your money back out again as soon as you possibly can, and have a strategy to create a large income over time by withdrawing a percentage of the profits and reinvesting part of the profits. You haven't got to do that. That's what I do. And if you want me to help you develop a strategy, that's kind of what I would base an individual tailored strategy for you. That's what I would base it on. So you grow your asset, but also you take money out, and that's kind of the safest way of doing it. It slows down the growth, but it does mean that if something does happen to the platforms we're using, then at least you've recovered your money. You've taken some money out. You're not going to lose out. It's just we've put time and money into something that we're not able to continue to grow, which is frustrating enough. But hopefully, it means we don't lose money along the way. So what is the problem with online businesses? What's all the fuss about? And you may have been in this online business space for, this may be your first foray, the first time you look at online businesses. You may have been doing this for 5, 6 years, 10 years, 15 years. And the problem is there are just too many scams out there, and it's getting worse. There are more scams out there now than I've ever seen. And I think with the advent of technology, it's easier for people to get these scam platforms up and running for very little money. They look professional, they look good, but they're a scam. And so, it is easy for them to produce these platforms, then they just produce hundreds and hundreds of them. One of the platforms I see quite regularly is it's almost as if there's a template version of this platform, and people just get a copy of that, change a few things, and they've got like a clone version of that website, and I see dozens and dozens of those. In fact, there was a period of time that that type of website accounted for the vast majority of platforms that I was trying to analyze. The good news is now that I know what I'm looking for, I can spot those a long way off. It only takes me a few minutes to do due diligence before I realize I've seen this platform before or something like it, and so I know where the red flags are. So, number one, there are too many scams out there. Number two, those businesses that aren't scams are so poorly run that they go bust. And we've seen this as well, where um, it's you got a platform, you got a guy with a good idea and a platform and some money. He's got two part-time coders, and he thinks that that's going to be good enough to build a business. He says he's trading, whether he is or he isn't, doesn't matter because if he's not trading, then it's a Ponzi scheme and he's just taking money from new people to give to the old people. And if he is trading, and it's just him doing the trading, at some point he's going to make losses so big that he can't recover. And that's just a badly run business. And we've seen that again very, very recently with one of the platforms that we're ostensibly um, working with right now. Okay, so I've seen that. I've had some of these business owners contact me and say, "We understand that you can help me analyze this platform. What do I have to do to recover from this position where, for example, they overextended their credit, or they made too many trading losses?" And when I go through the whole gamut of what they need to do and produce 25-page report for them, um, mostly people say that's just too much work, it's too much money. I didn't know it was going to be that difficult to set one of these businesses up to run it. And so they walk away and take everybody's money with them because they've lost that money. They're not deliberately trying to rip people off, but they haven't got the money to repay people either. So that's just an example of poorly run businesses. And then there's a third category of business where we lose money, and that is businesses that aren't scams and they don't go bust, but they do get shut down by regulators and government departments. And that every government in the world, I say that with some authority, but I would say the vast majority of governments in the world have a department somewhere that has the authority to shut down websites and online businesses that they don't like the look of. The worst of those is the United States. They manage to shut down businesses that aren't anything to do with them. They're not based in their territories. They, you know, they don't have any particular interest in America, but America wants to shut them down, and so the rest of the world follows. And we've seen that. We've been involved in platforms that fall into that category. So some of these businesses aren't scams. They're a nice business, but then kind of one foot in the second type of business there, where they're so poorly run that when the government starts making noises about cease and desist or desist and refrain, whichever they choose, the company doesn't have the legal or the financial resources or the business acumen to say, no, we're going to stand our ground. We know that we're doing nothing wrong. We're going to stand and fight, because to stand and fight against the American government, for example, would cost you many, many millions of dollars. You need a lot of people in your business devoted to doing that. All the time that's happening, you can't continue trading, so you're losing money. Okay, and there's a high probability you're going to lose anyway because the game is rigged against us. So they get shut down by regulators through no fault of their own. It's just almost on the whim of a government. And if you don't believe me, then just look at what the Dutch government has done to the Dutch farmers. Nothing to do with online businesses. The Dutch farmers want just to be left alone to produce their produce in the way they want, but the government wants to control it. You look at what the Canadian government did to the truckers 18 months or so ago. Okay, there's nothing to do with the government. The truckers wanted to had some grievances and wanted to address some things, and the government kind of starved them out in the most fascistic way I've ever seen. Even Mussolini's fascist party in Italy didn't treat their own citizens the way the Canadian government did in 2020, well, the beginning part of 2023. So it's kind of, governments are kind of riding roughshod over businesses like that. What chance does a small online business get, really? And the answer is not very much. So it's easier for these people to shut up shop and go away and not even bother trying. And the thing is, it doesn't matter how much money you make in online businesses, you cannot become truly free. You can't become financially free, time free, and free from government control. And as time goes on, I'm beginning to realize this bit about being free from government control is probably the most important part, because you can always, once you're free from government control, you can make a lot more money than if everything you do has to be reported to your government and then they want a slice of the pie. When you make money, everybody's got a finger in the pie. But if you're free from government control, whatever you make is yours to keep, and it's easier to make money. So what can we do about it? Well, individually, we're going to do nothing. We're just going to keep, we're a hamster on a treadmill. We'll keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and we'll get the same results. But if we are prepared to work together, then we can help most of us avoid the pitfalls of the industry. And when I say collectively will help most of us avoid the pitfalls of the industry, what I mean is that a few of us get involved in something and then realize that it doesn't work and we've lost a few $100, those of us that got involved. And what we do then is we pull the plug on that and say we're not going to do this anymore. And so all the other wealth warriors don't have to lose their money, they don't have to waste their time on a platform that doesn't work. Okay, so collectively, even if we analyze a business we think is good, we don't all get in. We just, I suggest a few select people get in, people I know who are prepared to do that, and don't worry too much about losing $100 here or there. So we can help most of us avoid the pitfalls of the industry, but generally, it always involves, well, not always, no, it may involve a few people losing a little bit along the way. But it's more important that the whole community survives rather than one or two people. So even if it means one or two people lose some money. So basically what we're suggesting is follow somebody across the minefield who's already crossed over safely, because together we're safer. And with safety, it's not a natural thing to realize, but if we can hook up with safe and reliable businesses that pay well and have longevity, then we have time to start building something that can last a long time. If we're constantly getting into businesses that have a 9 month shelf life, your options really are put a lot of money in initially and make as much money as you can before it goes bust, or start small and only make a tiny little bit of money. You may not even recover your money before it goes bust. So we don't want that. We want businesses that are going to be around a long time, and therefore we can start small and build. We can recoup our initial expenses, and therefore we're never out of pocket. Even if they do go bust eventually, we're not out of pocket. So that's kind of what we're looking for, is the safety to grow and develop our businesses. So we develop a plan.
Did you roll the window down?
Sorry, Jack. I take it you weren't talking to me, Jack, or were you?
Oh, sorry, I thought I was on mute. Ha!
You are now. No, you're not. There you are. You are now. Okay. I thought I had a heckler there. So, what are the benefits of following the rules of Wealth Warriors? These are seven concrete benefits that if you were talking to people about what you wanted to do in order to avoid the pitfalls, avoid all the rug pulls, avoid all the scams, all the badly run businesses, okay, and why would you want to take the trouble to do that? These are seven concrete benefits. Number one, you'll never lose all of your money to a scammer again. If you put $100 in to try it out, then the most you'll lose is $100. I still see people. I saw a message today. Somebody said a particular platform has gone bust. They said I put $45,000 into that. Where's all my money going? And I said, well, whoever told you to put $45,000 into that, why are you listening to them? Because people see all the numbers. They go, oh, if I put if I'm going to get 10% a day or I'm going to get 5% every 5 days, whatever it is, and I put $45,000 in, I'm going to be rich by Christmas. Um, the chances of that happening very, very small. So that person has lost $45,000. The people that I helped get started in that, although we've lost some money, most of us actually made a little bit of money, made $1,000 or something like that. Okay, so you never lose all of your money to us. And those who did lose it, the most they would have lost is $100. So nothing's going to break the bank. Nothing's going to, knock us sideways to the point where we can't recover. It becomes a, life-changing loss of money. So benefit one, you'll never lose all of your money to a scammer again. Benefit two, your team develop loyalty and commitment. Okay, you'll see why that's important in a minute. But if you develop a team that has loyalty and commitment to you, then your business ventures going forward grow much faster and become much more solid, much more reliable. The income from those businesses is larger and more robust, more has more longevity. And you'll see that in the next couple of slides. Benefit three, you can protect your permanent network of contacts. How many times have we gotten involved in a business, introduced everybody we know, that business, that platform folds up, taking everybody's money, and then we've got family members who won't sit next to us at the next family wedding. They don't want to talk to us. We try and interest them in something else, and they just don't want to talk to us. We've lost friends, we've lost work colleagues, we've lost family members. They won't, our relationship with those people is permanently damaged. So this Wealth Warrior system is a way of protecting your permanent network of contacts. And again, you'll see how that works in a minute. Number four, you can build all future business much faster with far more profit. Wouldn't that be a great thing? You build the business once, and then as the business grows out, the work you've done in the past to develop a platform, all of that success gets translated into another platform, and then later another platform, and then later another platform. And so it's just the success keeps breeding more and more success. And again, you'll see that through the illustration I'm going to show you in a minute. Benefit five, build one business and grow all four businesses. And that's presuming that we have four platforms on the go. You don't need to build four businesses. You just build the one that you like. Okay, introduce people to Wealth Warriors, and we'll teach them how to build in the other businesses. Somebody else might like the business, the platform that you like, but they might like a different platform. So they build that one, they introduce their people to Wealth Warriors, and we teach them about how to grow the other three businesses. So it's a very, very time effective, time efficient way of building these online platforms. You don't need to know everything about everything. Benefit six, you can reclaim lost money and recent expenditure. And I'll cover that in a little while, in 10 or 15 minutes. And benefit seven, become free, wealthy, and live an abundant life. I don't know anything else online that's going to teach us how to become free, wealthy, and live an abundant life. Okay, so this is the sort of thing that the incredibly wealthy people teach their children. This isn't the sort of thing that you would learn in school about how to become wealthy and lead an abundant life. So they're the benefits. There's seven concrete benefits. So let's give you an illustration by way of explaining to you how this works. So let's make some assumptions. First assumption, Wealth Warriors deals with 4 platforms. Number 2, you have 10 people in all 4 platforms. Number 3, you're making $1,000 per month in each of the 4 platforms. Therefore, your total income is $4,000 per month. So let's see what that looks like. So this is you. You've introduced Alan, and Alan's introduced all of the A's. You've also introduced Bell, and Bell has introduced all of the B's, and you've introduced Chris, and Chris has introduced all of the C's. And as a result of that, your income is $1,000 per month. Now that almost certainly won't be the case. This is just an example. Okay, so let's move that platform out of the way now. You can see all I've done is sort of screeched it up, moved it up out of the way because we're now going to introduce platform 2. Platform 2, you have exactly the same people in exactly the same positions in platform 2. So one of the rules of Wealth Warriors is that we maintain lines of sponsorship. So Alan is directly below you in platform 1, and he's directly below you in platform 2. And in platform 1, he's introduced the A's, and in platform 2, he's introduced the same people. Again, that's the same throughout your whole business. It doesn't matter how big the business gets. This is one of the principles. It's difficult to organize this. It's difficult to keep it going. But this is one of the principles on which we build Wealth Warriors. And your success will be dependent on how well you manage this part of your community. The result is, with this, now we've got 2 platforms, you're earning $1,000 from each one, so your income is $2,000 per month. So let's move that out of the way, and we'll now introduce platform 3, and exactly the same structure for platform 3 as in the first 2. Your income now is $3,000 per month. And finally, we introduce platform 4, and platform 4 is exactly the same structure as your other platforms, and now you're making $4,000 per month. So that's what we're aiming to do. So what are the benefits? Well, one of the benefits is if something happens to platform 4 and it disappears, your income has dropped all the way to $3,000 per month. It's not dropped to 0. You've not lost everything that you've spent the last year building. It has only dropped from 4,000 to 3,000. Now, that might be a complete disaster for you because you've got used to having $4,000 a month, but it's not the same as all of your money going and it's disappeared and you've got to start all over again. The most important thing, however, isn't the fact that your money or your income is secure. It's the fact that you haven't destroyed your relationship with Alan and Bell and Chris. Yes, one of those platforms is gone, but you still have the same structure in 3 other platforms. You still have your permanent network intact. You still have friendships with these people. You're still building a business together. And so that's the most important thing. Your permanent network is protected. So now we go out, and here is an important part that most people miss about this. We now go out and we get platform 5. And within a few days of us deciding to get involved with platform 5, you've introduced Alan and Bell and Chris to platform 5. It took no effort to do that. All we said to these guys was that this is a new platform. Get the link from your upline, and they're pestering you now and saying, "Give me your link to platform 5, please." Okay, and their people are pestering them for their link to platform 5 because they will understand the principles of what we're doing with Wealth Warriors. Within a couple of days of us getting involved in platform 5, you're earning another $1,000 a month from platform 5. You've really built on the success. You've transposed the success that you had in the other platforms into this brand new platform. And even if your group is several hundred layers deep, then it should only take a few days for the sponsoring to go from the top of your organization to the bottom. And of course, now your friendship with these people is even it is reinforced because you've now replaced the earlier platform, and your income and their income has been restored to where it was before we last lost platform 4. So that's kind of what we're trying to do. So if you want the benefits, you must follow the rules. It's as simple as that. And the first rule is, and people don't like this because they don't understand it, is don't sign up in any other platform that comes along. If it's a good platform, wealth warriors will adopt it at some point. And so many people contact me about this and say, but what if I want to get involved in another platform and then bring it to Wealth Warriors? And then everybody at Wealth Warriors will be in my downline and then I'll make loads of money. Yeah, that's absolutely true. You will. But what you've just done is completely destroyed the community that you're trying to build because you're not maintaining the lines of sponsorship. Okay. And then what you find is that your people will go off and do the same as you've done. They'll go and find a platform and bring it to us and we adopt it. And now everybody in Wealth Warriors is in their platform. And now you've missed out. And not only have you missed out, but you've lost that trust, you've lost that friendship, you've lost the ability to protect and grow your permanent network because your lines of sponsorship are all over the place. Okay, so it sounds counterproductive, it sounds counterintuitive to say, don't sign up in all these other platforms, wait for Wealth Warriors to get involved if we get involved, okay, and then join that platform in your rightful place in your line of sponsorship. And if you do that, then what we do with Wealth Warriors will make you wealthy. If you're constantly going out finding new platforms, you're starting those platforms from zero. You're not starting that platform from a position of strength. So it's counterintuitive. It doesn't make sense to go out and find new platforms yourself and then try and build them outside the structure of Wealth Warriors. Do sign up in all the platforms we adopt. So this is kind of the opposite of that. Is don't say, well, I like these two platforms, but I don't like that platform. We try to choose platforms where you can get involved for nothing. You can actually just sign up for free, or possibly you input $100 maybe, and we feel that $100 wouldn't break the bank of most people. So that's kind of one of the criteria. So just sign up in all of the platforms that we adopt. You haven't got to build it to a massive level. Just do sign up. Do get all of your people to sign up as well. Do maintain lines of sponsorship across all of the platforms. This is absolutely vital. You cannot use this system to build a huge business, a huge wealth generating machine without maintaining lines of sponsorship across all platforms. Do get your personally introduced people to do the same as you've done in 1, 2, and 3. And do support your own people by learning about all of the platforms we adopt. Now, you don't have to be an expert in all of the platforms. Be an expert in the one that you like the most, and have a working knowledge of the other 2 or 3 or 4. So if you want the benefits, you must follow the rules. It doesn't happen by accident. It's counterintuitive. It takes some effort to do this properly. But if you follow the rules, you will have the benefits. And the rules are to ensure you get security of income, build your permanent network, become wealthy, and live an abundant life. You'll also miss out on all the drama associated with the latest scam or failed business or rug pull. I know we all know people who sit in these chat rooms all day moaning and complaining about somebody's run off with all their money and they're going to set the dogs on them and they're going to report them to all these authorities and this sort of thing. We won't have any of that drama if we do get involved in something that eventually fails. We're grown ups. We just take it on the chin. We've lost $100, and that's it. There's no need for us to get bent out of shape and put all of our time and energy into something that's so negative. Being community centric means that you put the community first, not yourself. You can't do both. And I have a lot of what I would call, well, people who refer to themselves as gurus or big networking leaders around the world, and they see what we're doing with Wealth Warriors. They watch one of these videos, and this is why I've started to put this in the videos, is that they don't understand this point about putting the community first. what they do is they contact me and say, I love what you're doing with Wealth Warriors. Can you show me how to do it? Can you give me some pointers? Give me a 10-point plan, whatever it is they want. And I say, absolutely. And I get to this part and I say, you must put the community first. The community is more important than you. And they say, yeah, but I'm the upline. Yeah, but that's fine. You're the servant. You're not the leader. You're not the boss. You're not the head honcho. You're the lowest one on the totem pole. You're the server. You're the one who makes sure that you bend over backwards to make things happen for the people in your group. And I say, yeah, but I'm like a 6 star. I'm a triple ripple diamond. I'm whatever. Doesn't matter. That just means you're a bigger servant, and they can't get their head around it. They say they can. They say things like it's people first and money second. But then you look at their actions, you look at what they do, that you look at their planning, you look at the way they conduct themselves. Okay, and that's not what they're doing. They're putting themselves first. Um, because you can't do both. But if you don't build your community first, then you will never ever have a large wealth producing machine. Okay, so yeah, a lot of people don't understand that. It's counterintuitive. A lot of people that are involved in this type of business or multi-level businesses, networking businesses, referral marketing businesses, whatever form it takes. A lot of people do it because they have an ego. They want to be the top of the tree. They want to be the head honcho. They want everybody to look at them and say, "Wow, you got a new car, you got a new yacht, you got a new whatever." Okay, you must be great. No, that's not what makes somebody great. It's when they help other people get a new car and a new yacht and get out of debt and move to a better area where their kids aren't threatened on the way to school and this sort of thing. Again, that's what makes somebody great, is that they put the community first, not put themselves first. Okay, remember, platforms come and go, but the community is permanent. And again, refer back to what I was saying just now, is imagine you get involved in a platform, introduce it to Wealth Warriors. Everybody in Wealth Warriors gets involved. We're all now in your downline. Okay, but you've destroyed your community, you've destroyed your lines of sponsorship and the trust and faith that the people that you're working with, they have in you, because you've decided that you're more important than having a system that works for them and for you. Okay, and then that platform goes, which you may well do. Okay, so what have you done, and why have you done it? What reward have you got? Uh, what permanent benefit have you produced? And the answer is you haven't. All you've done is shot yourself in the foot. Okay, so the platforms come and go, but the community is permanent. If you built the community properly, it doesn't matter what happens to the platforms. Okay, you will become wealthy eventually. You can be part of Wealth Warriors only if you follow the rules. And people say, "Oh, does that mean you're going to exclude me?" I'm not going to exclude anybody from anything. But if they don't follow the rules, they can't claim to be a Wealth Warrior. It's a bit like saying, "I'm going to be, I don't know, I'm going to be a footballer, but I'm not going to follow. I'm not going to follow the rules everybody else follows. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to kick the ball wherever I like. I'm going to turn up on a Sunday to play football instead of a Saturday. Um, I'm going to shoot it, not my opposite goal, but my own goal. No, you follow the rules, you can succeed. If you do your own thing, then you're not really a team player. You're not really on the team. You're just doing your own thing. And it's kind of the same. That's a really bad analogy, I know, but Wealth Warriors are humble enough to realize they need to follow the rules, not go off and do their own thing. So we do, based on those rules, we do have criteria for adopting a platform, because if we say, here are the rules, and then we just adopt any old platform that don't allow us to apply those rules, that's just, you can't do that. It just doesn't work. So there must be criteria for adopting a platform. The first one is it must be available in the whole world, not excluded somewhere. And again, I see so many people, or I have so many people send me stuff, and they say, "This is brilliant. I'm making some money, and I've been able to withdraw." And I say, "Is it available everywhere in the world?" And they say, "Well, no, it's not available in the United States, or it's not available in New York, or so we have to say, well, we can't use that platform because what we can't do is have a large network of people who some of those people then can't even join the platform. Okay, that just destroys the lines of sponsorship. So it's pointless even looking at it. And I've turned away some pretty good businesses because they don't cover the whole world. It must have a unilevel compensation plan. Again, if you get involved in these matrices or force matrices or binaries or tertiary systems, whatever it is, okay, you can't maintain lines of sponsorship because as soon as you put people into that program, some of them go down the left leg, some of them go down the right leg, okay, and your whole line of sponsorship gets decimated by trying to maintain the compensation plan. Some of you also know what I think of these compensation plans, uh, the binaries and matrices and things is designed to prevent you from earning all of the commissions that you've earned. So if you earn $100,000 commission and you're in a unilevel, you'll be given $100,000. If you are in a binary, for example, and you're responsible for $100,000 worth of sales, then that's not the end of it because it might be they say, well, this leg's got to be more than 40% of that leg, and you've got your strongest leg there, and that's got to be more than this or less than that, and the two have to balance up, and you only get paid on your weakest leg. And okay, and what it means is you've done the work, you've earned the commissions for the company, but the company aren't going to give you all of those commissions. Well, to me, that sounds like crap, and we avoid those. Anything other than the unilevel compensation plan, we don't even look at it any further. People must be able to join for free or get involved in a passive income program for a very low entry cost. The reason being, we want everybody to be able to get involved so that they can maintain the lines of sponsorship. Even if they're not going to build that platform right now, they will have some people in their community who will want to build that platform right now. So they need to get in and then pass their referral link on to the people that are going to do something. So that's what I've just said. The combination of 1, 2, and 3 means we can maintain lines of sponsorship, and that's very, very, very important. Number 4, it must be based on real world applications, not just a money game. And this is getting more and more difficult to determine. For example, there was a time many years ago, I'm actually trained as an arbitrage trader. I was trading on Forex arbitrage back in 2015, 2016, and you could make some money at it. You had to be quick, but it was not that difficult. Because the Forex market is big, there's a lot of it, and as you place a trade for uh, thousands or tens of thousands of one particular currency, lots of a currency, then you can't affect the price very much. It's only when you get up into the millions or tens of millions or hundreds of millions, you would start affecting the price of that currency pair. But with crypto and with the advent of or the use of more and more computers, more and more AI, these prices change so much quicker, and so it's very, very difficult to make money in arbitrage, for example. Trading, it's very difficult. But the point is that people can show you these screens where they say, oh, look, the money went from here to there and back again, and look how much we made. Just because they show you that on a computer screen doesn't mean that's what they actually did. We can all, have the computer put lots of pictures up on the screen of what coulda, shoulda, woulda happened. Okay, that doesn't mean that's what actually happened. And I've yet to see, in the last 2 years, I've yet to see an arbitrage company that can show me proof it is actually placing those trades and carrying out arbitrage. Most of the time, they're not. They say they are, and the proof is all of these arbitrage businesses go bust eventually. I saw one last year this time where they had a big convention somewhere in the Far East, And the guy stood there and on the stage in front of everybody showed how he just made $5,000 in 3 seconds for his brother-in-law. Again, and the following week, the whole thing was gone. So, you can show people anything. We've been involved in platforms where they say, this is our trading record. And we see all these trades coming up the screen and we go, wow, look, they're making some money. This is brilliant. Okay. And then when you look into it, those trades are not what you think they are. They're not really being placed on the exchanges. Okay. It's not a reflection of what's happening in the real world. So that's it. We have to make sure that what's happening is based in the real world. And that's just the way it is. Because anything else just isn't worth getting involved in. Number 5, we must be able to verify the company's legal status and its involvement in the real world activities. And in fact, this is my starting point. First, I look at the company and make sure the company is legitimate, it's real, it's formed properly, it's good, it's solid, it's doing all the things a good quality company should be doing before I even look into the opportunity they're providing for us. If possible, meet the CEO or business owner, get all our questions answered, meet some of the team, talk to some of the coders, the programmers, or the traders, or the whatever else we need to talk to. The compensation plan must be viable and sustainable. It's pointless promising us the earth. And again, one of the platforms we've that's in process right now of failing promised us a certain amount of money. They told us they had traders doing this and the next thing. The strength of that is that they had a large number of traders, and then the weakness came in that all of the traders, all of a sudden, all of the traders placed trades on all of the same assets at exactly the same time. And so when they lost money, everybody lost money, and the company is finding it difficult to recover from that. And I suspect they won't recover. We'll talk about that some more in a minute. So that's an example of the compensation plan not being viable and sustainable. And the membership of Wealth Warriors must all be able to get behind the project. Okay, so if it offends somebody's sensibilities or somebody's moral code or anything like that, then we won't go anywhere near it. We want everybody to be able to get involved in all of the things that we're promoting. So here we have Wealth Warriors. The first platform that we have is Trade Like Crazy. And the current position is that the company have stopped allowing withdrawals from the platform. They've posted a message that they will convert your money into points to facilitate entry into the replacement platforms they are proposing. So they're proposing to change from a trading platform into a copy trading platform. And they're not going to give you your money. Any profit you have in the platform is going to be, you're going to be able to use it to pay the brokerage fees, but they're not going to give it to you to actually trade with. So in that situation, you would have to introduce new money, but they would cover the brokerage fees with your profit. That's the position the company have said. We'll talk about a variation on that in a minute. We are not promoting TLC. So we're saying don't sign up new people into TLC, do not apply for or send the $500 to purchase their MasterCard. A lot of businesses, just before they fail, they come up with great ideas for how they can get a bit more money off of you. This might be one of them. I don't know for sure, but this might be one of them where they say, send us $500 and you can use our MasterCard. Well, if you can't withdraw, then you can't put money onto your MasterCard, so you don't need a MasterCard. And you certainly shouldn't be sending them $500. We will eventually drop TLC and replace it, probably, even if it becomes a copy trading platform. I suspect that it won't be available. Our friends in the United States won't be able to use a copy trading platform, and so we'll probably drop it anyway based on that. However, I'm not convinced that there's going to be a successful transition to a copy trading platform. So this is what you see when you log into your account. It just says it's been updated with the amount owed for capital repayment. And this balance has been converted into points, which can be used to cover commission fees on our copy trading platform. And the platform will launch between October the 8th to the 15th. And you can log in using your TLC account to transfer points to your balance for commission payments. The October the 15th has come and gone, and we still haven't got access to the back office. So we're just waiting to see what happens. Normally, when there's delays like this, that's kind of the end of the road. They're trying to break it to us gently by, not doing anything. We will sit around and wait and speculate in our chat rooms, and eventually we realise it's gone, never to come back again, never to be seen again. Okay, and then it says what you need to do is please note that upon your first login, your TLC account will be merged into copy trading platform. Stay tuned for more updates and thank you for your continued support, which is kind of frustrating that they think we're going to continue to support them, but they're doing nothing to support us. Now, there was a meeting a little while ago, and some of our leaders were on the meeting with the company, and we were informed during the meeting, we were informed about the current situation and the future plans. And the leaders on the call had the opportunity to ask questions that were asked by TLC employees. So it says for the first time, a significant loss in trading was reported, although positive results had previously been shared on Telegram. Specifically, 19 traders made bad trades that led to losses. So they all followed the same playbook. They all made exactly the same trades in exactly the same marketplace with the same amount of money. Nobody's meant to be using more than 5% of the funds, but if 19 out of 20 people use the full amount of the full 5% of their funds, then that's just a crazy situation. There should have been safeguards in place to prevent that from happening. The main responsible trader, Travis, tried to make up for the losses, but this was not possible in the short term. Paul also showed his own account on which he tried to retrace the trades and lost over 100,000 USDT. Which shouldn't be necessarily a bad thing because the amount of money that should have been in the coffers of this company, 100,000 USDT, should be almost nothing to them. If you look at how much money collectively we've all put in, it's the tens of millions. So certainly 100,000 USDT should not be a problem. So therefore, that points again to something that's not quite right. Being told one thing, but something else is the reality. TLC immediately informed the community about this situation. We asked them to show the trade history, and the 19 traders affected were fired. I think that might have been a little bit harsh, but of course, if nobody's trading, we don't need traders. Future plans. A plan has been drawn up to ensure that all members who've suffered losses get their money back. An example of the calculation, anyone who invests 10,000 USDT and has already withdrawn 4,000 USDT will be given 6,000 USDT for copy trading. Okay, so no, you're not going to get, and this is different from the notice that's on your website. So saying you will get some of your money back for copy trading, but if you have already withdrawn more than you invested, such as 5,000 USDT withdrawn on an investment of 1,000 DT, then you don't get anything back. You could have 20,000 profits out there. You're not going to get your profit. All you're going to get back is the amount of your initial deposits. Yeah, that's it. Your initial deposits minus your profits that you made. So that also excludes many, many people from receiving money from this change to trade like crazy. And the successful copy trading is to be expanded and introduced earlier than planned, probably from October the 8th, but we now realise that's not true. In addition, the TLC back office will go back online where everyone can see the outstanding amounts that are to be refunded. We now know that's not true. Repayments will be made entirely from the proceeds of copy trading until everyone affected has received their money back. We look forward to that. I don't believe it's going to happen, but if it does, we look forward to that. So TLC is a summary is you've got two options, or they've given us two options. One is to participate in copy trading with new capital, and the other one is to wait until the full repayment is made to you before you then decide what to do. In addition, TLC will give all members who are in the red 20% TLC tokens. Okay, again, this is a common thing when platforms fail, the platform owners start giving us, these crap tokens. Nobody wants them. We're getting paid in USDT originally. We like USDT, please. Not some token that's just, we've never heard of it, may have no utility, may have no value. we want we want to be paid in real money. The call promised that those payouts will be made as quickly as possible. Paul of Over assured their support for any further questions and announced they would hold another leader call after the platform was launched. I've not heard of another leader call. I might be wrong on that. I've not really been watching, but I've not heard of another leader call. And the platform hasn't been relaunched. So that's trade like crazy. Really, we're just sort of not promoting it. We're just holding our breath, waiting to see what they do next. So that's trade like crazy. Matrix Freedom is a very exciting project. The company has now split the process into two distinct strands. I've been doing this for 2 years. One of the strands is called Roadmap to Freedom. It used to be the whole part of Freedom Matrix. And the second part is called I Am Free. The Roadmap to Freedom covers all of the financial aspects of the system. And I Am Free covers all of the lawful requirements to become free. So posting notices, changing your status, becoming a secure party creditor, and so on, so that you can get away from the control matrix. Roadmap to Freedom covers things like recouping mortgages, recouping bank statements, that sort of thing. Sorry, not bank statements, bank payments. So you still sign up as a member for free and then go through the, and if you haven't got the link for that, get the link from the person who introduced you and sign up for free. Go through the fact finding. You tick a few boxes, fill in a few figures just to see roughly how much your work with Matrix Freedom, how much money you're going to get back for that. You can enroll for one or other or both of these strands. And being in either process does not take away from your ability to be an affiliate or network organizer. Now, this is slightly different from most platforms where you're not automatically enrolled as an affiliate. You can sign up as a member, and then when you pay some money for the services, you can become a paid member. If you want to be an affiliate, you have to actually fill in a form, say, please let me be an affiliate. There's some videos you need to watch, some things you need to do, then you can be an affiliate. And you can also be a network organizer. I should say network originator. So the free Roadmap to Freedom, you can recoup your checking or current account outgoings for 2022. It's cost £1,000 per person and £2,000 per business account. We had a little bit of a setback with this in that the company realized that in order to get the money through quicker, they should split these claims into amounts less than $50,000 and greater than $50,000. So mostly, if you've submitted one claim, it will get separated into two separate claims. One should be paid very quickly, the other one will be paid in due course, several months maybe. And then what happened is, because of the vagaries of the planning system or the calendar system for the IRS in America, the larger amounts, the over $50,000 amounts, were abandoned. But the company has done a little bit more research and said we actually have extended the deadline with the IRS, and so they've revived the over $50,000 claims. So if you had a claim and part of it was abandoned, just check, because you may have two claims back in the frame again. Going forward, that's going to be the case every year. You can reclaim all of your bank payments going out, and they will separate out into two claims: one below 50,000 that you get fairly quickly, and the other above 50,000 that you get in due course, several months maybe. So that's good news. What we thought was abandoned is now back in the frame. Recoup subsequent years of personal and business bank payments. So every year you go through this process. At the moment, we're claiming back 2022. As soon as that's done, we'll claim back 2023. And as soon as that's done, we'll claim back 2024. That should be early 2025. We'll start claiming back 2024. And so in 2026, the only one we'll need to claim back is 2024, apart from new people joining the system. We'll claim back the most recent 2 years. So every year we'll be claiming back last year's checking account or current account outgoings. Those outgoings, it doesn't matter what the outgoing was for. If it left your checking account, then you claim it back. And it might have been, you might have paid it out for gym membership or cash or a holiday or mortgage payments or car payments or a meal out with your wife or your husband. But okay, so it doesn't matter why the money left your checking account, you can claim it back. It's a very strange way of looking at it. It took me a while to get my head around it, but that's absolutely true. Also, under the roadmap to freedom, you can discharge mortgages, loans, taxes, and other debts. You can create new currency to acquire a property or a car, and you can control and shelter your assets in a private trust, which means it's completely cut off from the rest of the world. Nobody can pierce the veil of a private trust. All the wealthy people in the world do this, so this is absolutely robust. Nobody is going to uh, figure out how to pierce that veil because all of the wealthy people in the world would throw their toys out of the pram and put a stop to it immediately. You can create new currency as needed to live a life of abundance. So this is the Roadmap to Freedom program. I've just been through that with you. And the I am free part, you correct your status and standing. So you are no longer a person, you are no longer a citizen, you're no longer the straw man in your in your own life. You are no longer a fictional character that was created when you were born, so that you can be controlled by the system. You are now one of the people. Okay, you're a living, breathing man or woman. You're the creation energy, if you like, for everything you do. So therefore, the government, when I say the government, I mean the police, the judicial system, the military, all the corporations that you're associated with, school boards and so on, have no authority over you. You are superior to all of those people. You can rescind all unlawful contracts and replace with lawful contracts. And I'm not going to go into that, just suffice to say that when you correct your status and standing, the contracts you have now for your mobile phone or for uh, car payments or whatever, they were made with your unlawful person, and you need to replace those with contracts with your lawful person, or get out of them completely. That's entirely up to you. You can set up a private trust to operate for you without you being enjoined to the control matrix. And then you transfer all of the allodial title of all of your assets into your private trust. So if you have a car and that car is registered to the DVLA or to the DMV, to the government, if the government where you live has a department for controlling vehicles and your vehicle is registered to that, it's not your vehicle. It's the government's vehicle. They have the authority to tow it away, crush it, do whatever, resell it. They can do whatever they like with it. It's theirs. The fact that you're paying for it and you're driving it doesn't even matter. They'll only allow you to continue to drive it if you continue to drive it in accordance with their rules. Okay, if they park it somewhere, if you park it somewhere they don't like, they'll take it away from you. Okay, if you don't pay certain fees on it, they'll take it away from you. Okay, so it's not yours, it's theirs, and it's the same with your property, your house. You think you own your house? Well, if it's registered to the land registry or the Department of Housing or whatever it is in your country, okay, it's not yours, it's somebody else's. If they want to build a motorway or a freeway, they can just take your property, bulldoze it to the ground. Now, they should give you fair compensation for it, but they don't have to. And even if they give you fair compensation, there's nothing you can do to stop them from actually doing that. Okay, if you don't pay your property taxes, they can take your property away from you because it's not your property, it's their property because it's registered to them. So we'll get all of your assets out of that situation and into a private trust where in fact, you don't control that property. Your trust controls the property, but you have the benefits of it. You can engage with the Old Souls Nation Foundation to assure your protection and sovereignty going forward, and of course, pass it on to your children and beneficiaries. You can obtain a one world passport, a driving license, etc., as an ambassador. So you become your own country. You become your own state. You don't need to be part of somebody else's state. Okay, you are just the you're just your own entity, and you have a passport, driving license, etc., to prove it. Okay, so when you first log in, you'll see this screen. You can click on the big black button there. At the top here, there's a button saying watch the 3.5 minute video welcome video. Okay, so go through all of that. There's a lot of videos in this website, in this platform, a lot of videos. Start working your way through it. It's a huge education. I mean, a huge education. But if you want to be free, then that's the price you pay. Nobody's going to force you to do it. Okay, with a lot of our businesses, if you're not doing what you should, somebody will give you a call and say, I notice you've not done this, you've not done that, you haven't introduced people, whatever. Do you need a hand? Nobody's going to do that with you with Freedom Matrix. Sorry, Matrix Freedom. I don't know why I called it Freedom Matrix. And there's some ebooks. These ebooks are available on our Telegram page as well. So you can just read through these. They only take 5 minutes each to read. Big writing, lots of pictures, but they are very, very well put together to give you an understanding of what Matrix Freedom is all about. So my revised journey, this is still current. This is my 50,000, under 50,000 trustee process. So I have applied for $48,777.25. And I'm expecting that in the next 3 or 4 weeks. It's been a long time coming. We've had to change the process a couple of times, backtrack, do some things differently. I don't have the revised journey part 2, the over 50,000 K trustee. It's back on the system, but none of these sections are completed. Nobody's applied for the EIN or the trustee agreement or made a filing or anything. But that will be for about another $120,000. So I'm looking forward to getting that. And then pretty soon we'll be doing this for 2023 as well. And I expect it'll be a similar amount. So that's it for Matrix Freedom. Bit Harvest is one of my favorites. Bit Harvest is great because this is a little machine that you buy, you own it, and you buy it once, and it creates Bitcoin for you every single day from then on. So if you want to buy a whole booster, it's $1,000. Okay, or you can buy any combination of 10% shares. You can buy 0.1, 0.2, 0.6, 0.7. It doesn't matter. Okay, there's no difference as well if you get a full booster. Then sorry, if you get a 10th share of a booster, you earn a 10th of the profit of a booster. Okay, so that's there's not been any doctoring the numbers because you're buying only a share. It's exactly 10%. And you can buy as many as you want. Some people buy 50, 60, 100. One lady bought 1,000 of these. Initially she bought 500, 560, and then a few weeks later she bought another 1,000. Okay, so that shows commitment. One of our colleagues bought 100 boosters straight off the bat. He went to the head office, saw how it all worked, and said, I want to buy 100, and he bought 100 straight away. That was about 5 months ago, and he's had the money that he invested into that, he's had that money back. So now when he's making however many $1,000 a day he's making, it's free. He's already recouped his money, and what he earns now is free Bitcoin every single day. It's a great position to be in, and that's something we're all aiming to do. So how do they work? Well, the boosters enhance the miner's profits, and they work with any mining farm in the world simply because they don't actually connect to the machines physically, the mining machines physically. They connect electronically through a VPN. So therefore, as long as the protocol is acceptable and all these mining machines have similar protocols, then our boosters can handle the data being processed by the mining rigs. From your own bit booster, you earn $5 to $10 every day in Bitcoin. Okay, and that's with the price of Bitcoin as it is now, around about $70,000. If the price of Bitcoin goes up, if the price of Bitcoin goes up to $140,000, then that'll be 10 to 20,000, $10 to $20 every day. When the price of Bitcoin is $1 million, that'll be $50 to $60 every day. Okay, so you earn the Bitcoin. This is telling us the dollar amount, which I don't like to do, but most people struggle to get their head around the Bitcoin amount. But I might change this for future. Presentations because it is confusing, or it's not. What I'm telling you here isn't quite accurate because you get paid in Bitcoin, you don't get paid in dollars. So therefore, that 0.5 to 1% only applies while Bitcoin is about the price that it is right now. You earn commissions on the sales of bit boosters in your group, and you earn a percentage override of the Bitcoin mined in your group if you decide to build a business. If you just buy the boosters, sit back, and enjoy the passive income, that's fine as well. Lots of people do that. If you buy more boosters or shares to manually compound earnings, obviously, the more boosters you have, I say obviously, it was obvious to me that the more boosters you have, the more profit you can make. And boosters are an income producing asset. And if you know Robert Kiyosaki, he's always talking about income producing assets. And it's like a rental property or an ATM machine that keeps making Bitcoin for you every single day. So let's look at a couple of strategies. One is passive income. You buy bit boosters, let them earn your Bitcoin for the next 5 years. And this assumes a Bitcoin price of $1 million in 5 years' time. Lots of people are predicting that it should be that or a lot more than that. So if you have one booster, then the amount of Bitcoin you've accumulated will be worth 200,000 in 5 years' time. If you have 5 boosters, it'll be worth $1 million. If you have 100 boosters, it'll be worth 20 million. Again, that's just saving up your Bitcoin and wait for the price to hit $1 million. Second strategy is to work your way up through the business. There's a whole business system behind this. And so at 1 star, if you accumulate your Bitcoin for 5 years, at the 1 star level, you'll make $274,000. Okay, that's with Bitcoin at 1 million in 5 years' time. 2 stars, your Bitcoin will be worth 1.3 million. 3 stars, your Bitcoin will be worth 3.3 million. And I refer to this as the future bank of Bitcoin. 3.3 million in the future bank of Bitcoin. 10.9 million at the 4-star level. At the 5-star level, it's 30 million. And at the 6-star level, over 60 million. Okay, just by building your business now to 6-star, that would take some effort, but people are doing it. It's not impossible. Your arms and legs don't fall off when you put that much effort in. But what it means is you earn 60 million. So in the future bank of Bitcoin, in 5 years' time, when Bitcoin price is $1 million, your Bitcoin that you have in your back pocket is worth 60 million. Okay, 7-star, which is something new coming in the next couple of days. Your 5-year accumulation of Bitcoin will be worth 95 million, and at 8-star, 354 million. And I'm not even going to talk about that because that's just, silly numbers. Most of us don't need to build it to 354 million. We'd be quite happy with the odd 20, 30, 40 million. What can you do with 354 million that you can't do with 20 or 30 million? Honestly. Also, this is just based on guesstimation. So if we have made some incorrect assumptions, we could have made the assumption, of course, that Bitcoin is going to be worth $1 million. And some people, like Kathy Wood, predict it's going to be worth 3.8 million. So if you take that and multiply out over every little bit of Bitcoin that comes in over 5 years, 3.8 million would make this just a ridiculous amount of money, something like 2 billion. So, we have made assumptions. So that's strategy 2, work your way up through the star level. Strategy 3 is to, instead of holding 1 Bitcoin, let's suppose you say, I've got enough money to buy 1 Bitcoin. Okay. So I'm just going to buy, let's see what the difference is between just buying 1 Bitcoin and holding it for 2 years. Okay. And I've just projected here that Bitcoin is going to be worth 200,000 in 2 years' time. Anything more than that, I think, is stargazing, but that's going to be fairly, I think that we can say without too much fear of contradiction, Bitcoin could easily be worth 200,000 in 2 years' time. So here we hodl, and therefore our 1 Bitcoin is worth $200,000, or we buy 70 boosters and own them for 2 years, and we get 4.5 million after 2 years, and we still have 434 boosters. So over the 2 years, we bought more boosters. We now have 434 boosters, and we earn $4.5 million per year, every year, with the boosters, as opposed to having 1 Bitcoin that's worth $200,000. That's strategy 3. Take our investment capital, if you like. Well, we were going to invest in Bitcoin and invest in boosters instead. There are some promotions. There's a fast start bonus where you can earn $100 per. I've said £100 there. That's interesting. It's $100 per booster sold to a maximum of $500. So if you've got somebody who doesn't have much money and you want to get them in, get them to introduce 5 people initially, each of whom buy a whole booster, and they get an extra $500. That's on top of the commissions and the sales commissions that they would earn anyway. Right now, we're experiencing a 10 Bitcoin giveaway. So we're just in the third tranche of that, the third part of that, if you like. The top 15 booster sellers will all share 2.5 Bitcoin. So we're in the third round, and then the fourth round starts on the 31st of October to the 9th of November. And there's also a competition. The best blogger will receive a reward in Bitcoin. So you send your favorite advert, blog, poem, anything that you've written about BitHarvest that you think the company would like. You send it to them and say, this is what I've just posted on Facebook. And if you're the best, then they'll give you some Bitcoin. And there's a 4-star trip to Phuket in next week, I think. This week. So that's something that's been earned by people achieving the 4-star level. All expenses paid, flights, hotels, first-class travel, drink, food, parties, sightseeing, business meetings, everything, all taken care of. It's going to be a wild time. So that's the BitHarvest, and then we have Cryptex. Cryptex is a crypto investment company, and it's a unified platform that combines multiple DeFi functionalities. I'm not going to go into it too much. It's a little bit more technical than we need it to be. And to be honest, it doesn't meet all of our criteria as wealth warriors. So I've had difficulty finding criteria platforms who do meet our criteria, so that meet our criteria. And so what I've done is relaxed a little bit and said, let's add Cryptex because it's been around a long time. People are making good money, and if you were to get involved in that, you would make you have a little bit more security having a third platform on the go rather than the 2 we have that are working. So yeah, add Cryptex if you want to, if you can, add Cryptex just for that little bit of extra security. It doesn't provide daily cash flow. It doesn't provide instant access to your money. You have to stake your money for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. But you do get a good return on your money when it eventually comes back to you. So it's a platform to allow you to make use of all-in-one investment solutions. And you get access trading on popular crypto tokens. And personally, I haven't done that. All I've done is I've paid $100 about 17 months ago. That $100 is going to return to me, if the plan finished right now, about $25,000. By another 18 months' time, it'll be worth a lot more than that. And we know people who are earning money from that. They've been involved a lot longer than just 18 months. So you get rewarded for providing liquidity. So that's you staking your money and the company using it for liquidity. There are two types of liquidity providers, passive and active. The minimum investment is $100. Typical payout after 3 years will be 36,000. And my experience is it's going to be a lot more than 36,000. I'm up to 25 after 18 months. So if it continues where it's going, it's going to be about 45,000 after 3 years. So this is my account after 18 months, 25,000, nearly 26. In fact, if I looked at it today, it's probably more than that now. And I see that I'm earning money every single day. So here's one of the strategies is use this as a small savings program. So you invest $100 4 times a year, and after 3 years, you can withdraw on the anniversary of those $100 going in. You can withdraw $36,000 every quarter, which means that you're receiving an annual income of $144,000 per year. You've exposed yourself to $400 risk per year for 3 years. So you've exposed yourself to $1,200 risk, and spread over a 3 year period. But that means that after you've invested that $1,200, you're getting an income of $144,000 per year. Strategy 2 is kind of similar, but let's just step it up a little bit. Just invest $100 every single month, which means that you are exposed to the tune of $3,600 over a 36-month period. And after 3 years, you start withdrawing $36,000 every month, giving an annual income of $432,000 per year. Now, you haven't got to do either of these. These are just me trying to give you a little bit of a prompt, how to look at things, how to strategize a little bit. Some people are already following one or the other of these strategies. Personally, I'm not. I'm just looking at the 100 that I deposited originally, and I will probably go back. I'll probably start doing strategy 2 on the 1st of January and see what comes of that. So these are the platforms we've adopted, the 4 of them. Let's have a look at a couple of platforms that aren't quite right or aren't quite what we're looking for. This one is Kinesis Money, because it's become apparent that as we move from being a person to one of we the people, we're going to need sophisticated ways of accessing our money. Once we're out of the matrix, out of the system, we don't want to still be tied into this system through checking accounts and through other monetary systems. So crypto is a good asset for us to exploit, but Kinesis Money has some other benefits. So your Kinesis account can belong to you as an individual or to your private estate, and it has a worldwide footprint allowing you to operate as a citizen of the universe. And you can make deposits and withdrawals in any fiat currency, any national currency, if you like. You can also make deposits and withdrawals in any cryptocurrency and several different precious metals such as gold and silver. So you could put some Bitcoin in and take some gold out. You can put some gold in and take some dollars out. Okay, it's very flexible. There's a partner reward program where you can earn between 10% and 20% based on your partner's transaction fees. So again, you get the link from your Wealth Warrior upline, and so you earn and you pass that on to your people, and you can earn a small commission based on their transaction fees. The point is that money's going to go somewhere, so it may as well go to you. And the benefits of being a member of Kinesis Money is pretty big. The partner reward program pays your commissions in gold and silver every single month. So you introduce people, they move money around for their own reasons, not to give you any money. They're moving money around for their own reasons, and you get paid in gold and silver. I think that's pretty cool. You can also move the value of your fiat money, cryptocurrency, and precious metals onto your MasterCard and be spending it on the high street in a few minutes. push a few buttons, money goes onto your card, off you go, buy some shoes, take somebody out for a meal, book some airline tickets, whatever you want to do. Spending on your MasterCard also earns you gold and silver rewards up to 2% cash back on every transaction. Holdings of gold and silver are independently audited twice per year to make sure they really do have the gold and silver that they say they do. And you can spend your gold and silver quickly and easily on the MasterCard. So it's safe, it's global, you can invest in physical gold and silver, and you can trade gold, silver, and cryptocurrencies if you want to. You haven't got to. But this answers the question, of course, when people first join the platform and they say, how do I get any money from my bank into BitHarvest, for example? Well, join Kinesis Money and then you can just pay in your fiat currency, take out some USDT and send it to BitHarvest. It makes everything else we do so much quicker and easier by having access to a transition or just a transformation system, if you like, a way of moving your money from one form into another form. Okay. Property robots on fractional 3D. These are two platforms we used to deal with, but they no longer meet our criteria. Neither platform will be promoted or supported. What's happening? If you have investments with them, wait for these investments to mature, then withdraw everything. And again, that's just my advice. You do what you want. You might want to continue investing with them, but they're not going to be part of Wealth Warriors in the future. Once withdrawn, spend some and reinvest some into other Wealth Warrior platforms. So, for example, when I withdraw all of my money from both of these platforms, I'm going to be putting it all into BitHarvest. But you do what you want. There is difficulty withdrawing money from these platforms. You'll need to talk to support, the company support, and it will take several emails backward and forward. Just don't give up. Keep going until you get what you are entitled to. So our communications, we run a Telegram group. So get added to that Telegram group. It's called Wealth Warriors. Within Wealth Warriors, there are several topics. At least one for each of the platforms that we get involved in, but there's also one for motivational information. There's one for businesses I've checked out that look good but don't meet our criteria. There's another one for businesses I've checked out that aren't very good. So, we think they're scams. So you've got access to a lot of information in the Telegram group. We hold this Zoom call every Sunday at 10 o'clock. So attend yourself, bring new people, and make sure your people attend. It's a shortcut to fast growth. Attend the Zoom calls of the platforms. Their schedule is published in the Telegram group and take your people with you. For Freedom Matrix, work your way through the webinars and books at your own pace, but get the first roadmap completed as soon as possible. Like I said, there's a lot of information there, so get it started. Well begun is half done. That's what Mary Poppins says. So what to do now? Get the referral links for all the platforms from the person who invited you to this presentation. Register in all the opportunities. Make a note of all your referral links. Pass your referral links on to your existing frontline members or to people that you invite to see this presentation. Make a minimum payment in all opportunities, and if you cannot do that, select the project that interests you the most and make a minimum payment into that platform to get started. Ask your introducer to be added to the Wealth Warriors Telegram group. Attend a Zoom call or watch the video for each platform you have added funds to your account. And as new platforms are added, make sure to get the referral link from your upline, join as quickly as possible, pass your referral link to your existing team members, and get on a presentation for that new platform as soon as possible. You don't want to be 6 months down the road and people are saying, tell me again why I should get involved in this. No, you want everybody to just get involved as quickly as they can, even if they don't understand it. Get them involved. There's time to learn about it later. We wouldn't be adopting a platform if we didn't believe that it was good. Okay, if I didn't believe it was good, I wouldn't waste my time with it. I've adopted, since we spoke last, I've adopted a phrase, if you like, an adage, which is that it's better to be out of a platform wishing we were in than in a platform wishing we were out. If we're out of a platform, we can always get in. We can always say, oh, it is better than I thought. It does do this. It's lasted a year. Okay, so we can always get in later. But if we're in and all of a sudden they start losing our money, then it's difficult to get out. So it's better to be out of a platform wishing we were in than in a platform wishing we were out. We haven't got to join every platform. Just because people tell you it's good doesn't mean we have to join. We need to be confident in our own ability to separate the wheat from the chaff. So grow your Wealth Warriors community by bringing more people to the Zoom calls or by sharing this video. You only have to promote the one or two platforms you're excited about. Then you bring your people to Wealth Warriors, and I'll tell them why they need to sign up on all four platforms. And you can build one platform and have all four platforms grow below you. You can get a Wealth Warriors landing page by signing up for a free account with System.io and then import my funnel by clicking that link. It'll import my landing page. There's also a series of emails that I can send to you. Contact me on Telegram and I'll send you the link for the emails. And then, of course, don't forget to change the links in your emails to point to your information, not to mine. There is a trade like crazy landing page. We're not talking about that. And there is a BitHarvest marketing system available. You can order a copy for $99 and it will be kept updated. It'll be kept updated over a period of time. It's personalized with your link, and you put that link out to Facebook, for example. People click on it, go to your landing page. If they like what's on your landing page, they register, and you have a copy of you have their email address and their name, and then they're encouraged to go and register with you in BitHarvest. So, quick reminder. We're building a solid foundation on which we can base our financial futures. We only work with companies that are in it for the long term, as far as we can tell, of course. We only work with companies that are above board, and we build a large asset, which in turn will deliver us a large income, whatever that asset is. Only platforms that meet our rigorous criteria are even considered, and people do get upset with me when I turn down their dearly beloved, much thought of platform. Or I tell them that it's a scam. That's my favorite, because people don't want to hear it, but then they shouldn't have asked the question. We apply our rules to this industry. This is the whole thing of what we're trying to do. We're not interested in what the platform says, what anybody else says, what our upline says, okay, what the industry says. We're interested only in what we can prove ourselves. So we apply our rules to achieve our outcomes. We're not going to be at the mercy of any one company. We're going to figure it out for ourselves because we're the only people we can trust. Everybody else has a hidden agenda. In Wealth Warriors, I'm quite open with you what my agenda is. It's not hidden, okay, but it is a heartfelt sincerity that collectively and between us, we grow very, very large, secure businesses, avoiding too many heartbreaks and downturns and losses along the way. Finally, it's important to remain safe on the internet and in the world of online opportunities at all times. Do not share your password or other credentials with anyone. And where it's available, set up your 2FA on your accounts. And if you don't know what this is or how to do it, Google 2FA. Google knows these things, but it's just a security measure that's available on all of our platforms. Back up your passwords and your 2FA codes in a secure location. If you have a safe, put it in the safe. Simple as that. Make sure the executors of your will or your beneficiaries have access to this information in the event of your death. Wouldn't it be a shame to build up a fortune in Bitcoin and then when you die, nobody else knows you've even got any Bitcoin, let alone how to access it? Okay, so that would be kind of crazy. So that's the end of the presentation. Get back to the person who invited you on this call or referred you to this video. They're ready and waiting to help you avoid scams, protect your permanent network, and create immense personal wealth. So with that, I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to stop the recording and I'm going to come back to the main room and we can talk. I'll answer any questions, give clarification on whatever whatever you need to know. And bear in mind, this video will be posted on YouTube in the next few hours.
I want to see you win. I want to see you absolutely smash every single dream you have. I want to see you overcome all of the barriers you face, and I want to see you succeed. I'm your biggest fan, your top supporter, and I'll be with you every single step of the way. You're destined for greatness, with or without me, and I want to see you achieve. Your potential is limitless, and your determination is inspiring. Keep striving for your goals, and I'll continue to cheer you on.